you ever found yourself sitting at the bottom of a pool, looking up toward the surface? You can see the sunlight, but that journey up felt too far. It's a cool and kind of scary feeling, isn't it? Well, with that imagery on our minds, let's explore what it takes to rise up and crash through the surface to find the place where pain can no longer hold you, where you can finally breathe again, and where you're surrounded by God's light. All inspired by a single lyric. We'll sit with those emotions that pull us under, grief, numbness, anxiety, and talk about how in the stillness, truth begins to rise. And to take this reflection deeper, grab the Find Your Inner Peace digital workbook. It's a gentle companion to help you recognize, reflect, and release the hidden beliefs that keep you underwater. You'll find it in my Rise, Love, Live Etsy boutique. The link is in the show notes below. Do you find yourself struggling with constant anxiety, stress, or burnout? Maybe you're navigating through overwhelming waves of sadness or darkness. Has someone allowed you to believe that you're unworthy? Well then, we're here to debunk those beliefs and help you to overcome them. Hello, my friend, and welcome to the Radiance from Within podcast, guiding Christian women to build their confidence and self-worth. My name is Heidi, and I'm so excited to have you here. We'll work together to help you overcome negative beliefs by incorporating prayer, devotionals, and journaling into your daily routine. Additionally, we'll explore the power of words and how they can impact your mindset and well-being. Because when you unleash your inner peace, you will find the desire and strength to spread kindness and compassion. Join me each week and unlock your radiance from within. Discover your power and strength and embark on a journey of self-discovery and empowerment. Hello, beautiful. When I was younger, I used to see how long I could hold my breath when I used to horse around in my grandmother's swimming pool. I'd show off to all my friends, proving how strong my lungs were sitting at the bottom of the pool or swimming the most laps. I was still pretty good at holding my breath underwater up until about 10-15 years ago, but if I'm being honest, I haven't tried recently. Are you good at holding your breath like that? Well, let me tell you, the ocean is a whole different story. Waves, they're not my jam. I tried to be cool once for my teens and my now husband, then boyfriend. Look at me, I hollered. I could jump over these super fast, hard, high waves. Yeah, not. Have you ever been swimming in the ocean and felt that moment when a wave crashes into you and knocks you down? There's that split second of panic when you're tumbling underwater, unsure which way is up. The world goes quiet. Everything slows down, and for a moment, you can't breathe. But then you find the surface. You break through the barrier between water and air, and suddenly you can breathe again. The sunlight hits your face, sounds return, and you realize you are only under for a few seconds, although it felt like forever. Life can feel that way sometimes too, can't it? I was listening to Pandora the other night, and one of our favorite songs came on. My husband and I sing it all the time, but this time, for whatever reason, it really made me pause and ask, wait, what is she really saying there? So naturally, I wrote it down to come back later, and well, here we are. And here's the lyric that really struck me. Don't worry, I won't attempt to sing Lady Gaga right now. I'm off the deep end. Watch as I dive in. I'll never meet the ground. Crash through the surface where they can't hurt us. We're far from the shallow now. So as I'm puzzling on it, I immediately imagine myself sitting on the bottom of that pool, looking up. Just sitting there. Not drowning, but of course I can't breathe either. And somehow it's all okay. You see, sometimes we find ourselves at the bottom, looking up. Maybe it's anxiety that's pulled you under, or grief, or a season of life that just feels too heavy, almost like you're carrying rocks in your pockets while trying to swim. I must say, I've been extremely lucky, not to boast. We all have our own journeys. Life hasn't always been a garden of roses for me either, but I am blessed in the losing loved ones department. Age is a gift in our family, so to some degree, I've never felt that type of loss. Still, the moment in the movies when she finds out something terrible and drops to the ground crying silently because there's just no air. Yeah, like that. But I do go through waves of depression. And when I'm in it, I go numb. So I suppose that's still a version of being unable to breathe. In those moments, we often think we have to fight harder, swim faster. But in the ocean, as you may know, that's an exercise in futility. Let's take that as a signal, an invitation, maybe for how we move through emotion. What if the journey to the surface isn't about swimming harder at all? What if it's about allowing ourselves to sink deep enough to understand what's holding us down? That's what our Lenten series has been all about, hasn't it? Going deep into hidden beliefs, those underwater currents that pull us down without us even realizing it. And do you know what happens when we allow ourselves to go deep? Have you felt it over these past several weeks? Things start to bubble up. They rise to the surface. And in those moments, God meets us with his truth rising even higher, shining light on the hidden goodness we couldn't see before. Psalm 18:16 tells us he reached down from on high and took hold of me. He drew me out of deep waters. I love that image. God reaching down into our depths, not asking us to swim harder, but extending his hand to lift us up. And Isaiah 43:2 reminds us, when you pass through the waters, I will be with you. Not if, but when. Because the truth is, we all end up underwater sometimes. We all have moments when we're at the bottom looking up, unable to breathe. Or worse, we feel trapped in a current that keeps spinning us around, and no matter how hard we try, we just can't seem to break free. But here's the beautiful part: when we stop fighting and let ourselves be still, something begins to shift. God's truth begins to rise gently, powerfully, illuminating even the darkest waters surrounding us. That's what this Lenten journey is about, learning to pause long enough to recognize what's been weighing us down. Then, when his truth reaches the surface, it casts light on everything hiding beneath, those fears, those false beliefs, those old stories we've clung to. And in that light, we can finally let them go. We can breathe again. We can begin to heal. In that holy moment at the surface, bathed in God's light, we remember who we really are: seen, safe, deeply loved. So this week, as we continue our Lenten journey, I want to invite you to notice what's bubbling up for you. What beliefs, what fears, what truths are rising to the surface? Don't push them back down. Don't try to swim away from them. Let them rise. Let God's light reveal what needs healing. And trust that he will meet you there, in that moment when you think you can't hold your breath one more second, with peace, with clarity, and with love. Can you do that for me this week? Just sit still. I invite you to picture yourself at the bottom of the pool, fully safe and anchored in God's love. Imagine yourself letting go of those old beliefs. Allow them to float up one by one. And when the time feels right, you will then rise to the surface, breathe deeply, and let his light set you free. And for extra support on this journey, my Find Your Inner Peace digital workbook is designed to help you recognize, reflect on, and transform those hidden beliefs that keep you underwater. The link is in the show notes below. Now, let's settle in for our prayer. Deep breath in and out. Dear God, thank you for being with us in the deep and choppy waters. Thank you for reaching into our depths when we feel lost or frightened and lifting us up to breathe. Help us to be strong enough to examine what lies beneath the surface, the hidden beliefs, the fears, the hurts that keep us from experiencing your peace. Hold us during this season of reflection. As things bubble up, give us courage to face them with your truth. Give us the wisdom to know what to release and what to transform. Remind us that even when we can't breathe, it's okay, because you are with us, holding us, guiding us toward the surface when we are ready, ready to experience your love, grace, and mercy. Thank you for walking this journey with us, and may it be so. Amen. My sweet, sit here with me for just one more moment. Feel the stillness of right now. Feel the promise of the truth waiting for you at the surface. May you have the strength and courage to crash through that surface into the safe and beautiful place where the pain can't hurt you anymore, where you can breathe again, where God's light surrounds you. And until we meet again, beautiful, I believe in you. Now, it's your turn. Thank you for joining me on today's podcast. But before you go, a simple request. If this podcast has made a difference in your life, please leave a review where you listen and share this episode with someone who could use a little light today. Knowing my show has impacted your life brings me so much joy. Remember to explore my Etsy boutique to discover the workbook you need most this month. And until next time, my friend, ignite inspiration, spread hope, and dance with faith.